Hi, and welcome to another episode of Employment Equity in the Workplace. In today's episode, we'll discuss using stacking solutions to circumvent employment equity and get a 2.5 million rand fine. Staffing solutions are becoming problematic for the Department of Labor and will receive special attention and focus in the coming months. The South African Employment Equity Act is a robust piece of legislation that aims to foster equal opportunity and fair treatment in the realm of employment. It is a cornerstone in the battle against workplace discrimination, striving to ensure that all employees, irrespective of their background or personal circumstances, have equal access to opportunities and benefits within the workplace. However, a concerning trend has emerged where some organizations attempt to circumvent this legislation by utilizing third-party stacking solutions companies. While seemingly innocuous on the surface, this practice can have profound implications for the employees and the organizations involved. But who is the employee in terms of labor legislation? An employee is defined as any person other than an independent contractor who can show that they work for another person or the state and who receives or is entitled to receive any form of remuneration more or equal to the earnings threshold or minimum wage determined by the minister. In any way assists the employer in carrying on or conducting the business of an employer, and that the term employed and employment have corresponding meanings in their daily function. How the person works is subject to the control or direction of another person. The person's work hours are subject to another person's control or direction. In the case of a person who works for an organization, the person forms or is included as part of that organization. The person has worked for that other person for an average of at least 40 hours per month over the last 3 months. The person economically depends on the other person for whom they work or render services. The other provides the person with the tools of trade or work equipment. The person only works for or renders services to one person or organization. The Act provides a comprehensive definition of an employee, which is crucial to understanding the potential pitfalls of using third-party stacking solutions companies. According to the Act, an employee is any person, excluding an independent contractor who works for another person or the state and receives, or is entitled to receive, any form of remuneration. This remuneration should be more or equal to the earnings threshold determined by the minister. This definition extends to those who assist the employer in conducting their business. Some organizations may attempt to exploit this aspect of the definition by using third-party staffing solutions companies. When an organization utilizes a third-party staffing solutions company, they effectively create a buffer between themselves and the employee. This buffer can make it challenging for employees to assert their rights under the Act, as they are technically employed by the third-party company, not the organization they work for. However, the EEA is clear that the nature of the work performed, not the contractual arrangements, determines the employment relationship. Therefore, if an employee can show that they are working under the control or direction of the organization, they may be considered an employee under the Act, regardless of any third-party arrangements. This is where the potential for prosecution arises. If an employee can demonstrate that they are performing work for an organization, are subject to the organization's control, and are economically dependent on the organization, they may argue that they are an employee under the Act. If the organization has been using a staffing solutions company to circumvent the Act, they could be found violating the Act and face significant penalties. Moreover, the Act also considers the economic dependence of the person on the organization and whether the person is provided with the tools of trade or work equipment by the organization. These factors further strengthen the argument that the person is an employee of the organization, not the staffing solutions company. In conclusion, organizations that utilize stacking solutions companies purely to circumvent the Act are taking a significant risk. Not only are they potentially violating the rights of their employees, but they are also exposing themselves to the possibility of prosecution. For more information, please visit the Employment Equity website. The link is in the description.